Welcome in, Avast, mateys.
Yaharg, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I am Eweezy,
I'm Executive Pirate, of course.
of course, and guys, welcome to Between Two Towers. Today,
Wonderful to have you guys in.
yeah. Today's going to be a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about instrumental play versus free play. But before we get into this rather kind of scathing topic that it's kind of been a hot streak going on for a bit, Pirate, how have you been, man?
I've been good. I've had better weeks, but I really cannot complain. If I did, who'd listen?
You beat me to it.
But no, it's been a wonderful week, truly. How
That's
are
what's
you?
up.
How's things going on in the world of E Weezy and the Doth Bunny?
We're good, man. We're good. It's been a heck of a week for us too. We actually just came back from Dirty Jersey. We got a new member of the family. Her sister gave birth a few nights ago, and this is our first chance to actually go and put eyes on the new baby. She is absolutely gorgeous. She's just a tiny, tiny little thing with just soft cheeks, sleeping almost the entire time. So what a life, right?
It's the way. It's the way.
Yeah, man. Another thing too, I in my ever-going quest to be able to stay at home and work more on streaming, I did an interview with a new company for a really cool
Yeah.
job that is primarily remote, and I have a second interview coming in 2 Fridays from now, so I'm uber excited about that, man.
That's cool. Really happy to hear that. Wishing you the best of luck on that one.
But thank you very much,
What is
dude.
it? What is it you say? I love that for you.
Oh, yes, dude. Yes. That is a good phrase, man. I like that a lot. I stole that from
Did you
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek?
Have you
Never
seen
watched.
Schitt's Creek?
Nope. I heard you don't want to be up it without a paddle. Though.
So you're not wrong there. You're definitely not wrong there. But dude, was it Daniel Levy? Um, is it him and his son, or Daniel Levy's the son and it's his father? Which one's Daniel Levy? Is the son. Everyone knows who the father is. I forget his father's first name. He's a big actor. He was a dad in American Pie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, his son got to produce his own show, and man, is it a good one. But one of the phrases that they say in there a lot is, I love that for you. So I stole that and put it into my arsenal of catchphrases.
The way.
Yeah, man. So today we're going to be getting into instrumental play versus free play. And to break down all the fancy words, it's pretty much sweating versus not sweating when playing your video games, your tabletop games, your whatever games. Let me start off with this, man. What do you prefer when playing your video games? Are you playing to win? What are you playing for?
Honestly, it truly depends on the game that I'm playing.
Okay.
Say, take your World of Warcraft. Even that, I'm going into that with a specific goal in mind. Whether it's if I'm going in to be like I'm going to go do rated battlegrounds, then yes, I'm aiming to win. If I'm not aiming to win, I'm aiming to at least do something better than I did before. Even
Okay.
whenever I played Overwatch, I if I did my team didn't win, I would still be like, oh look, I healed for X amount over X amount of time. That's a new record for me. And Overwatch in particular, one anyway, used to be really good for that. They give you little gold medals and whatnot if you were the best out of the game, and then they would tell you if that was like your season best or whatever, which was very helpful. It allowed me to separate loss and victory from a feeling of accomplishment or even progression. What about you? Like, what do you aim for?
So nowadays, specifically, I aim for progression, being better today than I was yesterday. And even expand on that phrasing, like now that I say it out loud, what I really mean by that is my character, if it's like, say, World of Warcraft, I want my character to have maybe a little bit better gear than when I first signed on. I have another achievement maybe that I didn't have if I'm playing retail. When it comes to tabletop, I almost, if I'm leaving my house to play the game, I want to go to a tournament and I'm going to win. I want to show off my intellect with piloting a deck that I stole a list from online. And that's been my default way of thinking is I'm looking for character progression or like a tournament victory, or at least like a top 8 slot, winning a couple prize packs from the store, making my money back on whatever the entry is. I think that's the right phrasing right there. You touched on World of Warcraft a bit. Is there any other games, whether in person or not, that you have that same mentality for, that progression?
The progression,
Yeah.
yes, but most of them are not multiplayer. Fallout.
Okay.
Every time I play Fallout, I try to end my session with my character, like you said, maybe not so much better, but in a better place.
Okay.
More progressed. I have better guns, or I have more ammo, or I gained a level or something. I pushed the story. I am, I pulled one of these here notes off of my monitor. I don't have to worry about, oh, I got to go do this or this and this. Checking off a goal. Like, oh, well, dog meat's quest done. Let's throw that away. But I that brings me back around. I have a question on you since you were talking about tabletop games. Now, what makes Magic, for example, engaging to you? Is it a victory, or is it I created this thing and it actually functions?
Oh, so it used to be the latter and it's turned into the former. So, fantastic example. When I was in college, I made a mono black deck. And the
We all have
goal,
dark times.
yeah, dude. So the goal of the deck was play a swamp, throw down a bunch of dark rituals, and get Phage the Untouchable out.
Oh,
Right, man? And I just wanted it to work. I just wanted it to work. Like, if you're gonna counter it, if you're gonna kill it, if whatever you're gonna do, I wanted to see the look on my opponent's face when Phage the Untouchable was just out there. And like I would aim for, turn 1 swamp, do nothing. Turn 2 swamp, maybe some type of interaction. Turn 3, I want Dark Ritual, and then play Gilded Lotus. So this way, on turn 4, I can throw down a 4th swamp. I have 7 mana available to me, and I'm playing Phage on turn 4. And that was
how much does Phage cost?
She is 4 black and 3, I think. Yeah, she's 4
Okay.
black and 3. It's either 3 black and 4 or 4 black and 3. She's a
So
converted. Yeah.
You can't even pull off the old dark rit. Like, you couldn't even get lucky and have all 4 in your hand and drop her.
So
You still spend 1 dark rit to cast the other 3, basically.
So I've done that one time. I'm so glad you brought that up because then I get to tell this story. So we're sidetracking, and you know what? That's okay, because I think what I'm about to do, the thought of it is what we're talking about, free play. So there I am in college, young whippersnapper. Didn't even have the E yet. I was just wheezy. And we're doing a 10, everyone cut a class. We planned this for like a week. All of my friends made sure that we picked a time where the least amount of classes were getting cut, but we were all going to sit down and do a 10-man free-for-all plane chase. And for those who don't know, plane chasing is when you have these big old cars that are in the middle, and it's a big global enchantment, and it's just there to cause a little bit of chaos. So there we are, and the main plane chase card is all creatures have haste. We all do a high roll, and I roll a 20. So he's got him. My man's got him. So yeah, you got the whole deck, don't you? Of course you do. So the first one is all creatures have haste, and I roll a 20, so I get to go first. And I draw my, and someone cut my deck, so no one can blame me for anything. And I had Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Phage the Untouchable. So you play a swamp, you play a Dark Rit, you're at 3. You use 1 mana to play another one, you're up to 5. You use 1 mana to play another one, you're at 7. So now I have 7 black mana. All it takes is 1 swamp, 3 Dark Rits, and a Phage. So those 5 cards and 2 other who gives a crap cards are in my hand. And I look at it, dude, and I start cackling. And everyone knows the deck I'm playing, so they all feel like, great, he has a Phage. Not only do I have a Phage, I'm going to cast Phage on turn 1. Not only am I going to cast Phage on turn 1, but there's a global enchantment that says all creatures have haste. These kids are all looking at me like, don't. And I'm like, of course I have to do it. Like, the stars have aligned. Like, everything is working. So they're just looking at me like, how am I going to decide? And all I do is... And I watch all the gears in their heads, like, do the one click. They're like, oh, I know this game. So everyone goes and puts a finger on their nose, just like that. And one kid is just there like, wait, what? Because, like... And I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, swing attack. And he's like, no. And I'm like, I have to. And I knock this kid out before he drew a card. Dude,
Go ahead, finish your story.
I was saying, like, dude, I felt like I was the man, dude. That go around, everyone played a land. It goes back to my turn. No, almost no one has a creature out. I knock out somebody else who's now really mad because now it's not like I just did it. It's like, all right, I'll back off. They're like, no, I'm going to keep doing this until someone stops me. So I knock out a second dude, go around again. One person kills it. And I'm like, all right, Phage is gone. And then the next, like, it only took like 2-3 more turns around that everyone just knocked me out of the game. But at that point, the damage was done. The damage was so done, dude. And I giggled the entire time. Just like the stars aligned. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was... I didn't have to tutor for it. I didn't have to draw into it. It was just the universe gave me this setup. And I just did it, you know. I couldn't just leave it there on the table. So yeah.
I bet you that Phage hit the table like you were Seto Kaiba dropping a blue eyes. Shockwaves.
Dude, it was so great. It was like, oh, Yugi boy, you sweet summer child.
And you're looking at everyone at the table like, I don't think you understand that this is a mathematical anomaly and I will probably never see it again in my life.
That's right, dude.
Oh, man. Now, see, for me, I'm on the opposite side of that. I like to build ridiculousness. Is it going to work? Probably not. But if it does, this will be a game you tell stories about. Like, oh, man. Like, I had a... I don't know. I don't need to get into specifics. My point is, I enjoy building big clockwork monstrosities, and then it may, like I said, they may not always work, but if it does, I'm excited about it because I'm like, oh, this does function. Okay, let's play a game. Like just last night, I was playing against one of my mods and friends, Short and Wild, and I have been tinkering with the concept of there's a card in Hearthstone called Lorthramar. He's the leader of the Blood Elves. He's also, his voice actor is also Devram K in Destiny 2. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
But when he comes into play, his battle cry pops. It's basically when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, doubles the stats of the minions in your deck. Well, we've been tinkering around with different ways to make that go off a bunch. Short successfully pulled it off 4 times in one game with another deck that I had made. And then we're like, okay, well, the shaman has this card, Shutter Block. You know, the next battle cry that you pops 3 times instead. Hey, buddy, let's let's do that, and then just start duplicating stuff. So I ended up building this like weird shouldn't function BS a stack of digital cards, and I'm just playing games against him last night. We're both using the same deck. Like, okay, yeah, that kind of worked, but it took too long. So maybe get rid of this card, that card, and throw this guy in. He's not going to last too long, but he'll pop once or twice, like that sort of thing. And that for me is the game. That's the game. I mean, like here, case in point. Like I'm not a fan of oppressive house rules, but there are unspoken rules to every game. What's the one
Yes.
thing that if you do, you are labeled an asshole in Magic?
Land destruction.
Right there, 100%. You can counterspell all day. You can turn one, bounce your land back to back to your hand and counter my, I don't know, my dark writ, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, you bastard.
Yeah.
But you fucking turn two, blow up my land. I'm already coming up with inventive swears. I am like noun plus adjective plus swear. Or no, I'm sorry, noun plus swear or adjective swear noun. You
Yes.
colossal fuck waffle, for instance. I'm making stuff up. Like we're coming up with a whole new level of swear.
Yes.
Yeah, mill and land destruction. Exactly.
Oh, dude.
That's it. Like there's ways to play games, and then there's ways where it's not necessarily it rides that line between unsportsmanlike conduct and ruining or avoiding the entire spirit of the game itself.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I like that phrasing right there. Is the spirit of the game, and staying a little bit on card games and Magic specifically, I wanted to bring up Commander. When Commander was first, like when that format was kind of invented, the vibe that I got at least is like we're bringing kitchen tabletop back to Magic. It's 100 card deck, 99 whatever, and it's one of everything minus your basic lands. You have a few of those, but it's slowing down the game on purpose. Whenever you hear any good Commander story starts with, it was the four of us and it was hour 3. And that alone just sound like there were board wipes and it was this and it was that. We were all still alive at this point. Like the rest of the story doesn't even matter to me anymore, because what I'm hearing is these 4 friends are having a blast playing this game.
A 4-player Commander game should sound like a 4-player Monopoly game.
Yes. Yes, dude. And now you have turn 2 wins in Commander. And first off, how the hell did you do that? Like, I played this, dude, what was it? I was traveling for work. I was down in Texas. And every time I fly, I bring, side note, every time I fly, I bring a couple decks of Magic. And every time my backpack gets pulled from the conveyor belt and they go through it, because a box of cards messes with TSA. They have no idea what they're looking at, and it, dude, without fail, my backpack gets pulled, and I'm just waiting for it at this point.
I have a question on that.
Yes.
Do you get to see them? Like, do you see them looking through your shit?
Oh yeah, because they pull you over.
Is there a moment where they're like, serious business, or you could be a terrorist, or you look in here, and then they open it up, and then you see them grab the deck box, and it says fucking, laugh, love, yeet on the fucking side, pure jank stickers stopped on one side, My Little Pony sleeves as they pull it out, and they're just like, the moment where they go, terrorist, fucking nerd.
So my favorite moment is one time they got pulled and I'm explaining to the person like what it is, and they're double sleeved, they're in like nice shiny boxes.
Man, you're mega nerding it up.
Oh, I'm mega nerding it up, dude. So what they do is what this particular TSA agent did is they got that residue tape, and they're wiping all my cards down with that residue test strip tape. And I'm like giggling my ass off, but they get to this one deck box and they can't figure out how to open it. And it's the deck box with like my dual lands in it and some other reserve list cards. Like, That shit's like a
Like
couple.
motherfucker, don't even bring chemicals near these cards.
Oh man, it's like let me open it and let me show you because you're touching a lot of money right now, and I know you think that's hilarious because it's just cardboard, but I'm telling you, if you mess these things up, I'm gonna make a scene here, and I'll take every cavity search you guys got in order to make a scene about the thousands of dollars you're farting around with right now. So yes,
Some of these pieces of cardboard are worth silly money.
silly money, dude, silly. But I digress. So
Yes.
I'm down in Texas and I'm at a store. And to treat myself on this trip, I'm starting to foil out a burn deck. Burn was my first modern deck. I love burn. I was doing at the time Naya burn, so red, green, white. It would be like red green cards and red white cards, and then a bunch of like mono red cards. And I'm there. I pick up some cards. I feel pretty good, and I know, freaking burn players. Like I don't know.
Play green. I can't complain.
So that's the thing. Like Naya was really cool, man, because you had like a Tarka's command. A Tarka's command gave you two abilities, like creatures you control get +1/+1 and reach until end of turn. Do 3 damage to target opponent. So for 1 red and 1 blue, I get to pump my board, which is just Goblin Guides and Swift Spears. So the Swift Spears are getting an additional +1/+1 from the prowess. So I cast it. They're now 3/4s. My Goblin Guide's a 3/3, and I threw a lightning bolt at your face. So like this one card is giving me like 9 power. Love it in any case. So like I'm feeling pretty good. I'm foiling out the deck, and I see a nerd, and he's sitting there by himself, and I'm like, hey, hi, how you doing? You want to play some Magic? I'd love to play some Magic. And he's like, you want to play Commander? I'm like, I would love to. I had just put together my 5-color Dragon Commander deck. Scion of the Dragon was my commander at the time. And I'm getting and I knew I had a lot of time. I figured it, like, even though it's a one-on-one, I figured I got like a good hour to mess around with this kid. He killed me on turn 3. And all I had out were 2 lands and a Fertile Ground. That's all I did. I casted
Fertile Ground.
I casted Fertile Ground. I had, what was it? I had a mountain and a forest, and the Fertile Ground was on, I think, the mountain because
the mountain.
Yeah, because the forest I'm going to sacrifice later to like a Harrow or something like that. So I'm watching him go, like he plays his commander. He's playing like 0-drop mana rocks. He's sacrificing things and he's moving counters around. He cheats in a big dumb dummy. And like I'm just sitting there. Like I'm like, what just happened, dude? And then I was like, again, and we go to do it and we go to play again. And I mulligan till I got like a fire hand. Like turn 1, I'm playing the Dragon Shaman. It's a 1-drop that if at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 6 or more lands, poop a 5/5. Like he's in my hand. I have Soul Ring. Like I'm coming out the gate hot. And
Right.
he mental missteps my Soul Ring. Mental misstep, for those who don't know, is either for 1 blue or 2 life. Counter target thing with mana cost 1. So I already want to flip my desk at that, but he gets right back. He gets right back into his combo, like he never missed it. And I take my cards. I'm like, bye, kid, and I walk away from him. And he has like this look on his face, like what just happened. And like that was my first experience. And like I've been to modern tournaments at this point. I'm a level 1 judge at this point, so like I've seen some shit. But
right.
that's for sweaty tournaments, man, not for Commander on a Thursday afternoon in a one-on-one with a kid you never met before. When you see that my Commander is a 5 mana, 1 of every color dude, I'm on the slow side. So you're going to take out the fastest fucking thing in your backpack, dude?
Now, I do have a question regarding that. Because we all have a threshold. Like,
yes.
We all have a threshold where let me pick up my precious little baby pirate deck that I've been trying to piece together for a few years. And I'll set this over here. You've kicked my ass for X amount of games, and you've done it pretty efficiently. My feelings are a little touched. They're a little bruised.
Right.
I only got like 3 of them. They're big and they glow like boss weak points in a video game, and you've managed to hit all of them. Congratulations. I'm grabbing my great big go fuck yourself deck. What game is that for you? How many times in a row do you have to lose? Or how, like, is it like you get your ass kicked on turn 2 and you're immediately like, all right, I'm grabbing big dick swinging deck? Or do you give them like the best 2 out of 3? Or is it like, I gotta lose a bunch. I gotta play a couple decks before I'm like, all right, none of my fun stuff's winning. Let me go grab the beat stick.
That is gonna be, man, that's a really good question, dude. Like, it is gonna be Magic still for me, and specifically the legacy format. The legacy format, I have a fun deck in legacy, but I also have like I am not here to mess around. You're playing my brain now. You're playing my brain versus you're playing my heart. And I feel almost cheesy saying that. You know what I'm saying, dude?
No, that's 100% it. I completely agree with you.
What about you? I'm going to throw that question back at you, man, because that's a really good question.
Game 3. Game 3. I will give you the best 2 out of 3. But if you proverbially monkey stomp me, like I just, turn 4, you're like, and your mama too. I'm okay, fine. Let me go grab a deck that matters. And if you beat that, then I'm gonna grab. There's an escalation. And if you beat my like big deck, hey man, fist bump. Here's my lunch money. Here's my WoW password. Here's my fucking wedding ring. Here's my keys. Go live my life. I'm out. I'm gonna go walk into the ocean. Like no, I mean like, but that's generally it. Like I go into it looking to have fun. Whenever you show me consistent sweat, then that's what you get back.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, I feel like, and especially in tabletop cards, and I do still want to touch on WoW. Like we've touched a lot on Magic, and I want to get into WoW because that's a way different environment.
Tabletop, I want to be clear. Like this goes for other games too. Like say Destiny, you were doing a 1v1.
Oh, sure, okay.
I'm not pulling out the Mida at first. I'm not running at you with the Fighting Lion at first. I'm not coming at you with meta. You're not getting the Recluse Mountaintop build right out the gate. I'm gonna be like, here's my 3 shotgun build. Just because it's funny. Just to have that off chance that you're like, did you really just kill me with 3 shotguns? You had 1 round in each gun. What are you doing? Why are you running a heavy? It's like first, like that sort of thing. Like there's a level of fun first, because ultimately that's what it is. So it's not. I just wanted to be clear that that's not just like a tabletop thing.
Okay, that's fair. So then to touch on that, if I'm really getting pissed at my opponent or like wherever I am, I go into modern. The modern format for Magic, like I only do top of the line decks. Like even now where I barely play in person, I still check online, and this is the sweat in me. This is the instrumental play. Is when a couple sets come out and it looks like there's some good cards, like Modern Masters 3 is coming out, and I have a green Tron deck, and I have red blue aggro in Modern. And if I see that there are things coming out, I'm checking to see who's running them and how well they're doing. And I'll replace those cards without even having the inkling of I'm going to go play with them. But I want them just in case if I have like friends over or whatever and they bring a newcomer, like I need to have the ability to show off my best. And it leads me to this next part where the environment matters. This was something that was a big takeaway from the video you had me watch, is where you are matters a lot. If I'm going to a tournament, I know I'm going to sweat. but I also know that there's downtime. If I get knocked out of the tournament, if it's, the tournament ends early, time in between rounds, I have fun. I make sure to bring a fun deck with me just to like get the red out of my cheeks. You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you, because I do want to start pivoting a little bit towards World of Warcraft.
Well, that's the perfect segue into WoW, actually.
Is that environment, if you're not, and this is purely my take, and I feel like you're the master of this because I've learned so much from you when it comes to the RP side, is I feel like if you don't outright go into the RP non PvP server, you're that's coming out of my screen and I don't know why. Well, first off,
That's the DM followed your
Get the
channel.
fuck out of me.
that scared the fuck out of me, man. As the
Scared the bejesus.
Yo, so as the DM, thank you so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate that. Let me make sure I put that back into my headphones so that doesn't happen again.
Wow,
Dude,
that's the DM killing us all.
yeah, man. Holy crap.
Way to go.
Let me get back on my thought train before it goes into the horizon. Without going on to, or is it only the RP non-PvP server that I go to not immediately be surrounded by sweats looking to min-max the game?
Now, they exist there. They
Okay.
certainly exist there. And not even just that, but there are RP sweats. Like, these are the people, like, and I'm not, this is going to sound like an opinion. Oh, this is an opinion. This is not like fact. It's not like you're going to go to moonguardwiki.com and like this is going to be, broadcast on stone, or in stone rather. No. This
Right.
is, there are people, it's your people who are walking around with giant growth potions and their last name is Menethil or I am Taronda Whisperwind's lost aunt. No, you're not. Go make Jimmy fucking awesome and keep it pushing.
Yep.
Like those are your RP sweats. And it's the same kind of, if you really want to go there, your sweats, your RP sweats, your I'm so cool because I parse whatever color is awesome this week. I'm so cool because I have the best gear with all of the best enchants and it's the second day of the expansion.
Yep.
Like those kind of people, it's all the same thing. Main character syndrome. And I hate to put it like that. I mean, you really want to boil it down further, it's narcissism. It's the look at me, pay attention to me. I need that attention. And I know that's fucking rich coming from a guy in a suit and a pirate hat. But like, it's realistically, it's what it is. It's the only reason that parsing matters is because linking your DPS meters doesn't give a big enough dopamine hit anymore.
I like that, dude. I like that a lot because my original take was linking your parses or your DPS meters. The satisfaction from that is the acceptance from your audience that you're doing the right thing. Therefore, you now have permission to have fun. Not so much so the validation. They're looking for the validation, not so much so just dick swinging. You know what I'm saying? But like, is that like a chicken and egg thing? Like, what comes first there?
I think the power fantasy really builds into it as well.
Okay.
Like with Vanilla WoW, excuse me. Maybe we're done. Cool. With Vanilla WoW, there was the journey from 1 to 60 was a journey. You needed a full play session to get close to a level, or half a level, depending on. There were entire play sessions where I'd get home from school, I'd do my stuff, and I'd sit down, and I'm like ready to grind, and all I did was gain 17 points in enchanting.
Yeah.
But I felt really justified and really proud of those 17 points in enchanting because I got to right click something else that's been sitting in my inventory for 3 months and make it go away. Now I can do another enchant. But for me, I'm sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there.
That's
But
okay.
I feel like the reason that it matters the most is like you that journey. That's when you get there and you start like, this level 16 elite kicked my ass the other day, but now I've gotten about 3 levels and I got a green bow. Let's go back and try it again. Ooh, look at me. I'm soloing them. I pulled 2 of them and I'm living. It's so great to be a hunter. That's where it starts. And where it truly begins is whenever you say it and instead you tell your buddy that story, whether it's a guild chat, trade chat, general chat, your mom's chat, it doesn't matter. You tell your buddy that story and he's like, oh yeah? Well, I soloed 17 ogres and I didn't even have my pet out. And you're like, well, fine. Now, since you one up me, I have to one up you. And that's when it becomes a dick measuring contest. And I feel like no one on the internet, there's no, that's cool. Here's what I did. It's always from a place of, well, I'm better because.
I
And
have this
honestly,
item.
like if we just took a moment to, I mean, I'm going to sound real fucking hippie right now, but if we took a moment to be like, that's real cool. Here's what I did. I bet you a lot of that would go away. And not so much the parsing, but like the attitude behind it.
Do you think the availability of the information perpetuates that? So I don't want to be so foolish as to say that as humans we don't have that in our nature, but with the website Warcraft logs, with the add-ons like details, like it's almost obvious that they do perpetuate that. But do you think like the absence of them is a step in the right direction, or have we come too far?
Oh no. I think DPS, well, you got to look at where DPS meters came from. DPS meters, details didn't just pop into existence as a DPS meter. It originally came out as a threat meter.
Okay.
It started life as a useful tool. And then once it became, oh, we can quantify threat, we can quantify DPS with the same tool. Then it became a way to check your groups. Because let's be honest, some of those fights are mechanics and others are DPS based. They're DPS checks.
Yep.
Look at Nax. Nax, you're having a good time through the construct quarter. And then Patchwork's like, get your gear right. That's exactly
dude.
what that's for. Like I mean, to give an example, he's the first DPS check that I could think of off the top of my head.
That's a good one.
Patchwork's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a good tool to be like, here you go. It's whenever it started becoming a gatekeeping method. Remember whenever Gear Score came out in late Wrath? That's where this started. There's an add-on that ascribed 3 numbers or 4 numbers next to your name, and if your numbers weren't high enough, you never even got a chance to be good. I used to tell people all the time, gear does not equal skill. I was like, I'm one of the best hunters you'll ever meet. Sure, sometimes I put the D in hunter, but other times I'm out here putting the work in. Like I used to be able to, in Burning Crusade, to keep 3 mobs trapped at once. That was
impressive.
A feat.
Most impressive.
That was a hybrid build, but like that was my thing. I used to be like, Hunter's the best CC in the game. If it can be CC'd, Hunters can CC it. There's no limitations like sheep or anything like that.
Yeah, but, true.
Again, I digress. There's a point of like skill and numbers do not correlate. I mean, they're both important, but you're not going to see one as a direct indicator of another, because you can have the guy like me who played his class well and then just didn't go and do all the hardcore stuff. So I didn't have tier 7, tier 8 or whatever gear.
Right.
But I could easily like pull, numbers greater than my gear would suggest, because I knew my rotation, or I actually, sat there and did the steady shot macro or something, that requires more than just what's the best spec for hunter into Google.
Yep. I do that on every sign in. I put in Rogue Tank Abyss Phase 3. Every time I sign in to play the game, dude, I throw that up to see what do I already have and what am I working towards next. And I do that because, like, here's a story. You ready for this nonsense to show how naive I was when I was playing Lich King? This is right at the beginning of fall. Fall of the Lich King. So ICC is out. I would be in Dalaran, and I'm looking at trade chat, and I'm trying to get into a pug, and people are asking for gear score and achievements. They're looking for what are you at a 12. I didn't have the gear score add-on, so I just ignored that. But I didn't understand by achievements, because achievements was still pretty new. So I didn't understand the question.
I don't
So
think you could link them back then.
so you'd have to go and look at what you were at a 12. That's what they're asking for. They're asking for what are you at a 12? Like how much of ICC have you already done? So, but I didn't get that. Like I wasn't in like an actual guild at that time. I'm just kind of floating around playing the game still. I'm playing with the woman. She's off having a blast doing what she's doing. I'm off having a blast doing what I'm doing. And what I did was I would open up my achievements window and I would look at the points that I have. And that's what I would tell people is how many achievement points I had in the game. Because that's what I thought they were asking is how much of this game have you... Look at your face. Look at your face. You see? You see, dude?
It's because I'm thinking of like my current achievement score is like 23,000 or some. So it's like multiple digits.
Yep.
And I think gear score only went to like 4 digits. So I'm imagining someone asking you what your gear score is, and you're like 27,903, and they're like, "This guy's got all the gear."
I never would get a response. I was flat out ignored.
Either.
Flat out
This fucking
ignored, dude.
12-year-olds trying to lie and get into my game. You did the equivalent of, okay, and what's your credit card number? And you're like, 4.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
Expires, never.
Yep. So, and like that's the thing, right? Is now that I'm a much more experienced player, I'm an experienced adult. Like between what I do in IRL, like all of the things I do, like I've officered in a few guilds now. I'm an officer now in a guild. Love my guild. Shout out to Nights and Weekends. If someone were to do that to me in my best non-sweat voice / typing, I would explain to them, this is what I'm looking for. I don't like, I would not ignore it. For sure, I'd giggle. Of course I would giggle at that. Like, what a silly thing to do, you dopey dope.
I think I would play along. I would be like, where did you get that number? Like, I need you to tell me, like, what number are you sending to me?
Yeah, like, dude, send screenshots to my second email. Like, I need to see.
I would make you, I would make you explain that number.
Yes. And
you're in the group. I'll carry you as long as you can explain that fucking number. But that right there, it sums up the essence of what we're talking about. Because at that point, it's no longer about the numbers. It's about the fun of the game.
Yes.
I read a tweet from Chris Metzen, like just this morning, where he's talking about his favorite part of WoW was the drive-by buffs and heals.
Yes.
The grouping up to do quests. The like random pickup groups for quests.
Yes.
The like those sorts of things. And that, to be honest, is what WoW is to me. WoW is questing and going and getting your small brown pouch and your light green pouch and your red pouch and being like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the run, guys. And then you eventually replace that. You've got your woolen bags or your whatever bags, and then you go, you know what? And you ride back out to Northshire Abbey or Razor Hill or wherever you feel like being generous, and you find some random like level 5 chuckle fuck, and you stop them and you open up trade. You drop those bags in the trade, hit accept, and they hit accept, and you're like, peace. That is World of Warcraft to me.
Yes,
World of Warcraft is going and being out questing, going, I'm not going back to town for like fucking another 2 hours. Oh, look, a caster. I bet you any money he's a tailor. Are you a tailor? And they go, yeah. And you go, cool. And you dump all your cloth into their inventory. Why? Because I don't want it, and I don't want to spend 10 minutes running back to fucking Crossroads just to dump it off.
Yep.
This guy's going to be happy to get it. And if anything, how wonderful would it be if 3 months from now I'm like, looking for a group for Zulfarek, and that guy's like, hey, that's that hunter that gave me all that cloth back in Tar and Mill. My dude, let's go.
Yeah, man.
It's the community.
And that you put it best, like that is the essence of what we're talking about, man. Like that's free play, because the game in the instrumental phrasing of it, it almost discourages that, because your cloth should be going towards your first aid. It's like me as a rogue, I have to have first aid up, because if I'm getting my butt kicked, I need to be able to gouge, run off, get a couple ticks off before the thing comes back at me, or if I'm a little higher level, blind, get the entirety of my first aid tick off, and now I'm back up to full health. This thing, whether PvP or not, is at about half. I got all my energy back, and I'm ready to go. Like, that's min-maxing your cloth. And
you're not wrong.
Yeah, and like that's the game very much so encourages that play versus the free play. But that free play aspect of it is so much more, if you're this type of person, rewarding. And it's in a karma sense, and in like just a self-satisfaction. Like it's IRL character leveling. You know what I'm saying?
It is, and to be honest, it's not just that. It's really making friends, because I can't tell you the amount of times I'm doing like, go do you okay? You were asking earlier, and I said that's the perfect segue into WoW. You were asking about like location. Like, do you have to take the location into consideration? And I agree. Are you in Mythic Gul'dan's butthole? Well, then yeah, you better play super serious. Are you in fucking level 12 dead mines? Well, then my dude, we're not serious right now.
Yep.
The guy that's playing a tank is learning how to play a tank. He probably made Jim Bob the Warrior like yesterday. He's still in his fucking Northshire white items. He's not even seen a green item, much less a blue. He doesn't know what dead mines is. His fucking wife, who plays a healer, who knows what's going on, is dragging him. He's just learning how to play, and you're over here like, why aren't you pulling 17 mobs at a time? And vote kicking him and making him go, I don't want to play this fucking game.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where are all my people at? There's no one to do PvP with. And it's like, well, maybe you weren't a douchebag in leveling dungeons. Like, I mean, I'm not even making that scenario up. I have literally been kicked. I hadn't played World of Warcraft. I quit mid Warlords of Draenor because, like, we had a friggin' kid, and you can't hold a friggin' infant and stack sunders. Like, it doesn't work. So, like, I quit. I came back like late BFA, right before Shadowlands. And like, yeah, as the DM says, what do you mean Sunder generates more aggro? The guy has no idea what you're doing. And that's my point. Like, I made a paladin because I'm like, what? They gave paladins the Ashbringer? Yeah, I'm gonna level a paladin. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I made a paladin. I threw on all my old heirlooms, geared them up, loaded them up. Like, yeah, we're gonna be Ushin. Gave him prot. They made it super easy to learn how to play prot. They told you what your buttons were. They told you what your main buttons were. They told you what your secondary buttons were. They told you what the buttons you didn't need to be pressing did anyway.
Yep.
Like, it was great. They're like, here you go. So I was like, yeah, I've never wanted to tank really, but this seems really accessible. And Prot Pally is all just gather everything up, throw your shield, AoE, ground pound, just rinse and repeat. Throw your holy charges into your heal, make your priest wish they were doing something else. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
My first dungeon, it threw me into like leveled Ubers or Lubers, one of the burrs. I'd never really been there, so I'm still figuring it out. And I'm also doing the old world thing of pulling everything because it's all XP anyway. I got kicked because I wasn't pulling fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
I'm level
there.
12, my dude. I have 7 buttons. What are you talking about?
And one of them is auto attack.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's my point.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, dude. My love, what's the name of the dungeon underneath Orgrimmar?
Ragefire Chasm.
Were you asking me?
Yes.
Ragefire no.
Ragefire?
Ragefire Chasm, yeah. Ragefen is in Barrens.
I remember being a blood elf paladin and going to do my first dungeon tanking and going in there, standing outside looking at the swirly, and I got this big pug. I got 4 people, and I'm like, hey, this is my first time tanking. Please be nice to me. And 2 people immediately dropped. Didn't say a word, just fell off. And I'm like, well, shit. And that sucked, dude. That felt
It sets a tone, doesn't it?
It sets a tone, dude. It
Literally
poisons the
first
well.
dungeon.
It's the first dungeon.
On Kalimdor side.
Yeah. And like, dude, come on,
There's
man.
no welcoming at
No.
all to new players.
No.
And you weren't even.
Now, here's a
new
question
players,
for
you.
you.
Were just new tanking.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't hear what Bunny said. What she said?
No, like she's saying, like, it's so unwelcoming to have stuff like that happening. And like, I'm not a new player, I'm just a new tank. But like, and like to that end is like, if you're really gonna go and put forth the effort to like say things, like, and on my end, like, do I now have to tell half my life story where I have to explain like, hey, you know, I'm 6 out of 12 ICC on a mage, and I felt like re-rolling a tank because I want to stand still for half the fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I need to go into such detail in order for you to hang out and like kind of deal with me learning what shield bash is?
It's funny that you say that because, like, all right, now I got a question for you. Which is worse? The I don't talk to you, just leave, or or like along the same lines of thinking in the same category, the toxic rah, 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 you suck person, like the vote kick, or the you're learning how to tank and they're in heirlooms, so the DPS are just pulling and doing their own thing, like you might as well not even be there. Which is worse?
That's a really good
You're not
question.
doing your job well enough, or I won't let you do your job.
I would rather
Just
be
level
told.
a Death Knight as a tank.
Oh, that, I mean, dude, that was eventually it. Like, I paladin tanked for a little bit, and I was like, screw this, and I went to Death Knight, and I never looked back. Like, with pre-cataclysm coming out, I want a tank in there. I'm rolling a Death Knight. I don't want to do anything else because I know I'll be able to do the job with a blood DK. You know what I'm saying? But
Now I have a question. How many of your ramparts, how many of your ramparts runs had hunters pulling instead of letting you tank?
Every single one, dude, and that goes to my answer is that I would much rather you tell me I suck and you leave than just
or kick me.
Or kick me. Yeah, vote kick me, dude. Like fine, sure, I suck. Nah, I'm freaking sorry. But like don't just start pulling, dude. Like, get out of here with that, man. Like, if you want to pull so bad, roll a tank, man. Like, you go be the tank. Like, don't you're tilting me and I'm not even playing the game.
Please, that's exactly it. That's the worst part about that, Ask the DM. I have a hunter. I was the shitbag hunter. I need to put that on a t-shirt, putting the D in hunter. Because like I did, man. I was him. And you know what? Even I was like, if I'm pulling, I'm misdirecting the tank and multi-shopping. Like it's so easy. They literally, like, you don't want to tell the tank to hurry up. You can do it for him.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just like, no, I'm not even gonna turn off growl. And it's so bad. I mean, I know I'm singling out hunters here, but for every hunter that does it, there's a demon hunter, there's a friggin' rogue, there's a warrior, somebody who thinks that they don't need me. And the amount of times that I'm like, look, you've had 62 levels to play your class. I just came out of the starting zone. I'm literally trying to figure out how to play this game.
Yep.
And that goes to that video that I sent you. You can't learn how to play a game by playing it anymore. You got to read 3 years worth of supplemental materials. Look, If you want me to play a From Software game, I will go and read the Prima strategy guide. I will go, to Miyazaki's house himself and be like, okay, yeah, fine. Tell me the story. I'll do that because I know that those games are purposely freaking obtuse. But if you want me to go play Hello Kitty Island Adventure, then that game better tell me. You better be okay with me learning how to play it in the game. Bless you.
Thank you.
Like, you better be okay with me taking the time to stop and read tooltips.
Yeah.
Taking the time to, in between pulls, like, hold on, don't pull real quick because I need to equip this weapon that I just got. Or, God forbid, sit down and drink so I can continue to heal you.
Here's a question. So, my buddy Moo, who is the other tank in my SOD guild, he tells me that Final Fantasy XIV has the same issue where you got people that'll just run and just start doing things if you're just being a shitty tank. And this might be another one of those what came first, chicken or egg conversations. It seems like it's become a gaming culture thing. And maybe WoW set that tone a little bit because as much shit as everyone wants to talk about WoW, it's the starting point for so much that is gaming nowadays. Do you think, am I giving Blizzard too much credit for starting that in the gaming culture? Or
No.
Or again, like, is this just something inane in humans and that if you give them the ability to, they just will?
I think what you're describing is the middle ground of a Venn diagram. You have, on one hand, you have popularity, you have public facing figures, you have streamers, YouTubers, talking heads, your really vocal guy at your local game store, the people that are talking about these things.
Yep.
And then you have laziness. And that overlap is I just started playing Hearthstone. What's the best deck in the game? Top 10 meta decks. Or, I'm just picking up WoW. Hubba dubba dubba duh. What's the absolute best? I feel like there's an overlap there. There is a bit of human nature where it's like, I want to be the best. I want to try. I want to start off with on the best foot that I can, very well informed.
Yep.
And that's fine. But I feel like there is a big overlap of I want to get there quicker. I don't want to go through I want to be Rocky without the montage. Like, I want to take your hard work and just step off, use it as a platform. Give me your deck that wins. Give me your spec, your loadout, your rotation, your gear set. I mean, I will agree with DM. It has been this way since chess, backgammon, cards, dice games. You do have a lot of I like to win in humanity. I mean, everything. That's just
Yep.
That you boil everything down to just wanting to win. But I do feel like that it's the ease of access of that information.
Yeah.
You said all of that is there. It's so prolific. It's just there.
I think I got a hard question for you because I like the way you're going with this conversation. Have you ever been in a moment where you are actively losing, but it just doesn't matter because of how much fun you're having?
Yes.
Give it to
There's
me.
been a handful of them where it's I just don't care. Like, that what you just did was so cool that was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, Hearthstone, I've played it since it came out. This is a really easy reference for me. I pulled a legendary minion called Sneed Shredder. And when he dies, he puts a random legendary minion into play. So it's 2 for the price of 1. You only allowed to have 1 in the deck. It's not like you can just have 1 in play. You can have 1 million of them in play. You can copy them. Well, 7 because you only have 7. But I digress. You can only have 1 in the deck. I had this idea that I just wanted to put a bunch of legendary minions into a deck and make it work. I've gone off about it. Whenever I first built it, it was man. And then my friend Kiro was like, "Here, try this, this, and this," and it became, this is something functional. It's it's not going to win any awards. It's not going to go too high in ranked, but like people who see this deck are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? And then I had that big hiatus because I was off being a dad and didn't really have the opportunity. Come back, I'm playing games. Yeah, Mech Rogue. Yeah, Mech Warrior. Yeah, Mech Paladin. Or not Paladin, Mage. Here's my Undead Shadow Priest. I'm just bombing around. I'm going to be playing this deck. And all of a sudden, I'm playing a random game of Wild, and this Druid starts dropping stuff that I'm like, they make that card? That card exists? What is that? Did you just duplicate that? What the fuck? You're playing my legendary deck, but it's way better than mine. Literally the kind of game where you add the person, and they expect you to be talking shit, and you're just like, GG, bro, that was awesome. Can I get that deck list? Because like I want to see the like how it compares to what I have. I
Yeah.
like, where it's like I want to take these things and add on. Or whenever like or to Destiny 2, when I was really into PvP, there were a lot of times where I'd get my ass kicked, but I didn't care because, dude, that shot was cool. Did you really shoot my grenade as I threw it? That's awesome. I'm glad I caught that on tape. Stuff like that. Like displays of skill, or when you do something in the spirit of the game that is just like, that's impressive. I don't get mad. I mean, I might be like mad in the moment, but like, give me a minute. Let me go smoke a bowl or like drink or something. Or like,
Yeah.
let me take a minute to like process that and get out of my feelings and look at it objectively and be like, I can't believe you did that. That's pretty damn cool.
Yep. So you part of your answer rang very true for me, and that's the act of learning. If someone is learning something in the midst of the play, I drop almost all feelings, any negative feelings. So like a great example is I've taught quite a few people on how to play Magic. And if I see the combo click in their head, I get excited because I'm like, ooh, you get it? Like, now do it, kill me, do it, dude. Like, if I look down and I see like they're just arbitrarily playing their cards, like maybe it's a new deck to them or it's a new mechanic, and they've asked me now a couple times like, how does this interaction work? And as they're asking me, I can tell like, ooh, oh, you're getting close. You just rounded third. Yes, like you're rounding third, dude, and you're staring at home and you see a way. Like, come on, dude, I'm right here. I'm waiting for it, dude. I love that, dude. I don't care if I'm about to get my freaking teeth knocked in. If it's in like the genuine, because as excited as I am, I'm hoping that that'll like mirror off and they start getting excited about it, because that's how I would be. Like if I'm about to ruin you with a combo that I just discovered, I'd be happier than a pig and poop about it. And I want you to feel that way because A, you're not going to forget this. So the next time you go to do this combo, you're going to see it immediately. And two, like, it just makes for a better experience altogether. And so now let me ask this, and I feel like it's an open-ended question, but still, what is it about maybe a new player that makes it hurt less than someone who's done this combo for the 100th time? I feel like that's a human thing, but what's your take?
I don't feel like it's the new player. I feel like it's the new action.
Okay.
Because there's a phrase that will undermine a lot of like, you're kicking my ass tension that I might have. And I've never gotten that to work like that before. Oh, really? This is the first time you've seen your deck do this? By all means, do continue. Another great winner for me is, this is where I would have killed you, but let's keep going to see what your deck is doing.
Yes, dude. That's huge in my house. Huge here. Me and my buddies playing Magic. Be like, hey, I got you here, but I see you're doing some hot shit. Let's keep going. Show me what you got, man.
Right. Let me see what you would have done had I not been able to kill you here.
Yes.
And I feel like that is more in the interest of it's that I feel like we're like two orcs talking about how there's no honor in war anymore, because that's really what it is. It's respecting your opponent enough to want them to give you your best. You're Goku fucking tossing your opponent a sensu bean. You're Vegeta letting Cell go perfect for him. You're like, I can
Yes.
take the fight. Get stronger.
Oh, I
And that's
like
really what it
that,
is.
dude. I like that a
Because that's what it
bunch.
is. I don't I don't want you to play a fucking straight out of the box portal era, green starter elf deck against my Innistrad zombies. Like whenever I go second turn, dark writ, blue, rooftop storm, and all for the rest of my game and the rest of the game, unless
Oh.
you've got fucking enchantment disruptor, all my zombies are free. I
Free
want you to be able to be
zombies.
like, right. I want you to be able to be like, well, actually, for blah blah blah, remand, that kind of shit. I want to be able to be like, yes. Like I want to see you choose not to counter the dark writ, but to counter the thing the dark writ was for.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I like that, dude. I like that a bunch. And I've done that mistake where I'll stop the engine, but I don't stop the end product, because the end product is what the engine was for. You let that engine burn all its fuel, then you get the end product. You've gotten rid of everything. But if you leave the bomb in their hand, all they need to do is get the engine revving again. So huge. No, I'm on the same page with you there. I like that. I like that a bunch.
I think that comes from me loving character development stories. Like it really, I love nothing more than being like, all right, buddy, let's go. I'm gonna take you in. We're gonna do this together. Come on, man, I got you. Nothing's gonna hurt you. We're gonna have fun. And then
Yeah.
cut to 2 months later, you're like, I can't believe we fucking killed that boss. You would have been dead if it wasn't for me. It's just another day on super hell. It's just this is the way. Like I
Yep.
love that kind of thing of just like seeing that transition. I used to level people in. I had a modded character on or on not Dark Souls. Fuck, that's terrible. Diablo 3 on PlayStation. I had a character. It was a monk that had like modded gear. Had 3 gem slots and everything. It was ridiculous. I had like 6 billion damage on the character sheet. Had
Woof.
no cooldowns, no resource drain. It was dumb. I literally used it to power level people. I'd have like, hey man, my old lady started playing Diablo with me. Do you think you could power level? Yeah, yeah, give me 15 minutes. And I would do it not for the like getting them to 70, but for the first time I took them into a greater rift, I would put it on like the max rank, and then I would kill one thing and watch them jump from no paragons to 700.
Woof.
And it's the reaction. I would do it for the reaction. Oh my gosh, oh, it's leveling faster than the screen showing. Wow. And it's like that right there. That's what it's about. That sense of wonder. Because when's the last time that grown ass person got to sit there and go, wow, and mean it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because
I
that's what
like
this
that,
is.
dude.
It's a game. It's for fun. I'm
Ah.
not I'm not out here being a 7 foot tall Draenei broad because I want a second job in fantasy world. I'm doing it because I want to punch a dragon in the face and feel fucking good about it and forget about the real world for a bit.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Where do you think we lost our way where gaming, playing a game, no matter the game, the medium, whatever, where do you think we lost our way where it stopped being about playing for funsies and it came more about, I must do it this way in order for the perception of having fun?
Well, there's always going to be your tryhards. And I hate using that word in a derogatory sense because I think you should try hard at everything you do. But there's always going to be the people. Let me rephrase this. There's always going to be your overachievers. It doesn't matter if you're playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure or Fallout New Vegas. You're going to have the people that are like, I think you should always go for this item first because it makes the most sense and you're starting yourself off on such a good foot. You're going to have those people. I
Yeah.
think I think realistically, it's what you're going into. You hit it earlier. It's location. Are you going into a single player game? Then go into it for fun. No one's there to judge you. No one's there to impact. You're not comparing yourself against anyone.
Right.
But I think the oversaturation, or not even oversaturation, it's again putting a connotation that doesn't need to be there. I think it's just the plethora of online service games where it stopped being about gameplay. The game itself stopped being about gameplay. It started being about engagement. When it stopped being uh it started becoming more of a product than something to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's whenever it stopped being enjoyable, at least in the same way that it used to be. And I know I kind of sound like old man yelling at cloud, because don't get it wrong. As soon as I went back to classic the first time, I was like, yes, it's taking me 10 minutes to run from Stormwind to Westfall. The third time I was like, it's taking me 10 minutes to run from Stormwind to Westfall. I missed
Yeah.
those quality of life changes. I missed being able to be like herpita derpita derp and sending mail to my alt, and it got there immediately, not a fucking hour later. I
Yeah.
missed 15-minute Hearthstone cooldowns. I missed mounts at level 20. Although, to be fair, they gave that to us now, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I missed being able to ghost wolf when you're dead. Like little things.
That's fair. I have in my chat something, I feel like we both knew this, and either we've been dancing around it on purpose or we just both plumb forgot because we're old. Esports.
Esports.
Monetization, man. I remember the very first time Wizards of the Coast held a $1 million prize pool tournament in Hawaii. $1 million. I think first place was it was either a straight quarter mil or at least 200,000, maybe even 300,000. But esports, just as it is, that had to have been such a turning point. And dude, COVID times is already such a blur to me already. It's been a while, but that was roughly around the same time, because I've read those articles that like some people blame COVID for like the immediate fall of a lot of esports, but like just the premise of its existence to begin with, like that has to be, if not the nail in the coffin, like it was there for some of that construction, right?
Some games were built for esports. Some games are hyper competitive to the point that they almost have to exist in that kind of setting. Your Overwatches, your League of Legends, your Dota too. I mean, you can argue that what's the Blizzard one? Heroes of the
Heroes of the
Storm
Storm. Yep.
exists to be esports bait.
Yes.
Now I will say that we've also been kind of doing a whole lot of this is the reason. This is the reason. When realistically, the gaming landscape is a multi-layered cake. You have things like player engagement, like Molten Core took how long to clear in the very first time versus classic Molten Core was cleared in 2 hours or some stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
Like min max, you're gonna have that sort of stuff. But my point is like you've got that. You've got poor optimization. You've got like all of these things, and then you throw in esports, and then you throw in things like Blizzard has the isn't like there's like a mythic dungeon run esports thing. Like I don't know what it's called, but I know there's like a big tournament for like clearing mythics in World of Warcraft. Uh because of that, I feel like you won't get dungeons designed like Blackrock Depths or even Black Fathom uh or Wailing Caverns. You won't get big sprawling dungeons. Everything has to be a series of corridors and arenas because it has to be able to be speed ran. Whenever you start catering into that audience too much, you start limiting yourself.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that
yeah.
that leads to like the decay. of things that made, like, for me, what made WoW, because I played Guild Wars before I played WoW. I had a Necro Mesmer named Kai Tanashimi that was a bad mother trucker. Watch your mouth. She was awesome. And what made me go to WoW was I played it and you could jump, mash that space bar and jump. You couldn't do it in Guild Wars. I was like, okay. What made me stick with WoW was doing Dead Mines the first time, going through all the quests. My buddy wouldn't let me go until I did everything. Went and did the messenger, did all the little quests, got the quest to go down there. Then you go there, you fight your way into Moonbrook. Just a whole town that's been taken by these bandits. You fight your way through the mine where all these like people who've been kidnapped and like all these miners are. You fight your way to the portal. Then you're in a mine. You fight your way through that. There's this big ogre dude. You fight your way in. There's this big lumber mill. Then there's a forge. Then there's another mine. It opens up into this huge cavern where this giant ship is. And then there's like 4 bosses on that ship.
Yep.
Like, it's not like there's like, oh yeah, here's this super cool thing that you're gonna see from a distance and we're never gonna touch on it again. Like there was substance. It wasn't the illusion of content.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, it's as wide as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle. It was like, nah, man. Look, not only did we put stuff on the ship, but if you try to swim around and go up the back, there's shit on little islands around the edge to catch you. And guess what? There's spicy fish in the water too. Jump off. We dare you. Like they made it like there was, I don't know. I felt like there was a lot to it. And that's what made me stick with WoW. That's what made me go, you know what? Guild Wars is dead to me. They got cool fire swords, but I'm going to chill with this elf lady and go tame every animal that I feel like.
Right.
Because it felt like there was a lot there. It felt like they really tried. They wanted you in the world. Now I feel like Blizzard, they want me to spend more time. They want me to treat WoW like it's my job. Like I should be calling off from my 9 to 5 to get more, mythics in.
Yep. That's I want to bring in the quickest of guests here. My love, when you were mythic leading, what were you leading?
Heroic and normal HFC.
So you led heroic HFCs. When did it stop becoming fun and it became a job? And I want to ask her this question specifically because she doesn't play the game at all now because many things have ruined it for her. But I want to get some, because I never did these things. Something drove her to want to do it to begin with, and then something made her stop doing it.
It was too grindy.
It was grindy? And
I didn't quit, though. I went from WoD right into Legion. I remember that release. That was the last time I went straight from one expansion to the next. That was the last time I remember.
Did she say that WoW didn't respect her time?
That's when they let me down. BFA was just shit.
And it felt like it wasn't respecting your time?
Mythic raiding in Legion. That's when I mythic raided. And yes, it was far too grindy. The way you had to rely on your BIS gear, I didn't even get my fucking legendary. I didn't get one of my BIS legendaries, my helm, till like the end of the expansion, and it was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. I still got to raid because I was with a guild, so many guilds. But yeah, the requirement in BIS gear, you can't pug. Like I was lucky because I had a guild. I couldn't pug. I could not pug.
Instrumental played, that is so perfect right there, man. Is that that's game?
Everything we've been talking about.
That's everything we've been talking about, dude. And that's
now,
thank you, babe.
Yeah.
I have the solution, my friend. I have the answer to our problems.
Lay it on me, sir.
It costs you nothing.
Cost me
Costs
nothing?
you nothing because you're already paying for a WoW sub, my friend. It's your $15 a month.
It is.
Your $15. So what you do is you play it your way. Do I do Mythic rating? No.
No.
I haven't stepped. The last time I did a mythic dungeon was me soloing fucking Freehold for the bird I'll never get. I don't do mythics. My content stops at LFR. I play the game that I want. I go back and get stuff I want to get. I grind and level up
I
my
tried to
battle
do
pets
that
because
too,
I want to do the
and
battle
I still
pet
ended up
dungeons
quitting.
and get the Minion of Mayhem title. I want to do all that. Did you know that there's whole ass dungeons for battle pets like Dead Mines and Wailing Caverns and stuff? It's true. It's a whole game. There's so many games within the game, and everybody's insisting on playing just one of them, or just I gotta do this. Fuck that noise. Go collect all your transmogs. This new expansion that comes out, transmogs are global. You don't want to have to
Yeah.
run everything. I will run every fucking raid and every dungeon once on stream, twice just for funsies with my shaman so I can collect everything. Why?
Yep.
Because my shaman's faster. Okay, nobody can beat the Rocket Raptor. Zoom, like that's the way. But like, play the game the way you want. Play your way. Play to have fun. Like, I mean, I was asked on Wednesday, do you only run Arthas once? Yes, I only run Arthas once a week. Could I go and take every character I have that's above level 40 and run it through ICC and fucking smack Arthas in his dick until he gave me the invincible? Yes, I certainly could. And it would be soul rending. You wouldn't want to
Yeah.
watch it. I wouldn't want to do it. No one's having a good time. We might as well throw on the Fox and the Hound in the corner so we can sob while we fucking do it. It's not happening. No one wants that. So what do? I run it once. I tell Arthas, fuck you. I'll see you next week. And that's my relationship with that bastard. That's it. Like, that's the game that I want to play. Like I said at the top of this rant, it's your 15 a month. Do what you want. You really want to spend $15 to be angry?
Ooh, that's a question, man. Imagine asking that question in like Baron's chat. Do you really want to spend $15 a month to be angry?
Somebody would say something about your mom. There'd be Chuck Norris gets paid $15 a month every time someone else is angry, and then you'd have one person who take you seriously, but they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it in general chat. They'd whisper you and say good point, so no one even knew.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds like Baron's chat, all right.
Yeah, and they'd ask you where Mancrick's wife is.
How many alts would you run Invincible with a week?
Oh,
She's in Maldraxxus, by the way.
I was on several realms because of it. And then I just gave up on that. So I'm on that side as well, where I'm also like a completionist in games, and I think I finally came to the realization that I will never be able to complete WoW, and I think I'm finally at the point where I'll never go back to the game again. I think that's why. I'm pretty sure that's why. I'm a completionist. Every game I play, I'm going, I don't leave any nook or cranny unsearched. I go through the entire game that I just paid for. And I think WoW just really barriers, like, there's a major barrier there, and I can't cross it. RNG, shit that I've missed. Man, there's when I came in at the end of BC, I'd already missed so much,
Yeah.
So...
And I think Wraith in chat is talking about that as well. I think things that ruin a lot of games were things that like being removed. So FOMO, I think that's pretty much what you're touching on, right? Is FOMO.
We haven't touched FOMO at all, and that is the icing on this very shitty cake.
Yep, dude. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Now, what's even worse is, okay, so what's worse? Something going away forever and making the people who had it have like a sense of accomplishment of legacy item, or bringing it back so everyone can get it, thus trivializing that person's accomplishment.
Dude, I wish I had the answer. Bless you. I've thought about that till I was blue in the brain, man, because I can absolutely understand both sides. Like if I was Sarah and I pulled Invincible right off the get-go, I would be through the roof, because specifically it has such an insanely low drop rate. And
That's
then
social status. You're just gonna float in Dollarand for the next week and have everybody and their mother be like, "Where'd you get that? Oh my
yeah,
god!"
man.
Floating on Invincible.
Yeah, but and you'll
Yep.
be floating on Invincible. But now in X amount of time, if they all of a sudden bump that up to like 25% and everyone and their mother has that mount, I would for sure have feelings about that.
I don't give a
Um,
fuck. It's pixels first off, and everyone pays for the fucking game. It's not like I'm paying less than somebody. Like what the fuck? I'm getting beat out by RNG. How many times have I ran ICC on how many fucking alts, dude?
Like dozens a
Years.
week
I
for
still
years.
don't have it, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'll never
I
have
don't
it.
either. I feel you. I'm right there with you. Now I have a question though,
So
because
fuck
I'm with
Blizzard.
her.
Okay.
I'm with her. Bring it all back. I'm okay with like, because you're talking to somebody who just, I've had the motherfucking picnic basket. This thing does nothing. It drops a little fucking rug of an umbrella, and you know that little fucking picnic basket you get in Valentine's Day that somebody
Yes.
else has to right click. It's that thing. It's the same
Yes.
fucking thing, but it's a different color. And instead of a picnic basket, it's a little grill, and it gives you chicken. And the chicken's vendor grade because it doesn't give you any stats. It does nothing. It comes from a fucking card game that doesn't exist anymore. And I had to give that son of a bitch away last year. I've had that shit since Burning Crusade. I've had people still, like, up until last year go, "Where'd you get that?" You can't get it anymore. It's a trading card game. Oh, that's really cool. And move on. I had to give that fucking thing away as a Twitch drop. I literally streamed for the
Oof.
required enough time to get it for people. And then I was like, I'm done. Go watch somebody else. This hurts my feelings. And you know what? I got over it. But what really chaps my ass, what really burns me up, and it's not a fire about that high, it's selective FOMO. It's nothing sacred except for these things, because I'm, by all means, give away my picnic basket. Give away, let everybody and their mother have my fucking spectral tiger cub. Let everyone have all these really cool, unique things that I've been like, this is something that shows I was there. That's cool. But don't put certain things behind a plate of glass and go never again. If if nothing's sacred, then nothing is sacred.
Yeah.
Blizzard, show me that you have the balls. Put the fucking spectral tiger mount on the trading post. Put the fucking corrupted Ashbringer from Nax on the trading post. They've said both. They will not re-release those. If you're going to re-release all this stuff, if tier 3 can be brought back and made craftable from, level 60 Nax, then there's no reason they shouldn't bring back the corrupted Ashbringer.
Right.
But they won't, because some things are sacred. If some things are sacred, then what's up with the other things? Throw the Ashbringer did come back as an artifact weapon. That's true, but you still cannot obtain the original Nax corrupted Ashbringer model. Even the secret quest line to get the hidden appearance is an entirely different model. You can't get that. You can't have the item and go back to old Scarlet Monastery and have the cutscene.
Yeah.
They won't even give you the transmog.
And I think as the DM is touching on something that Zaryu had an interesting opinion on this, where it's like kind of like that meet in the middle, where let's take your spectral tiger, like just give it a different skin. And it's like, but then it's not the same thing. It's the model in a different skin. Like that's not. Don't give me invincible in like white. Like I don't care. That's not invincible from the drop of Arthas.
Right.
And
why
yeah,
is this thing sacred but this other thing isn't?
right.
Like, why is this thing something that you'll never bring back because it is the level of prestige, but this thing isn't? Like, why can you bring back the tier 3, right? Or the original recruit a friend mounts? Those things, that there are people I know who were pissed when they put the zebra on the mount or on the thing.
Yep.
I would be okay with purified invincible, actually. But that's a whole other thing. Because that would look really cool. Like light forged invincible, yes, please.
That would be kind of cool.
But but I get what you're saying. Don't,
Yeah.
like, if you could bring those back, then why not bring back the first several season gladiator mounts? Like, I swear there's 7 people in the world that have Glad 1 mounts.
Yeah, dude.
Because
Oh,
nobody did the stuff
dude.
back then.
Yep. That was one of
Bring
the
back the
charts in that
old
video.
PvP titles. Bring back stuff that like people are like, yeah, you want to talk about rare stuff where they're like, boom, and throw it on the table. Bring back that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
that's my point. They draw a line. And my question has always been, why does that line get to exist? If you're going to take stuff that matters to older players and make it more accessible for everyone else, that's cool. I feel like you should do it across the board.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, that's it. I mean, the trading post was a wonderful step in the right direction. And in the span of a year, they have overly monetized it. And they've raised the price of everything on the trading post. They've made it so you can basically buy currency. It's ridiculous.
And that I think that's where we circle it back to monetization helps to kind of separate your your instrumental play from your free play, right? Like I want to join this
Yes.
tournament. I have to go farm all my bis. I have to farm. I'm going to go do this tournament. I got to go buy singles because buying packs and hoping to pull it ain't the play. Like, there are these
The amount of
systems.
times,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead.
what you're touching on, GDKP,
Ah,
I think is what it's called.
yep.
They just had to ban this entire concept, this thing that people did back in vanilla, because people are buying WoW gold. Just it became prerequisite. You want to raid, you have to have at least 100K to be able to bid on everything. Your average person, I'm a dad who only has 3 hours a week to play. Like that guy gets fucked
Yep.
100%, and to the point that he's a meme. Like that's like a whole thing. You can go to like any WoW subreddit and they're making fun of that guy. They did. They made it. They made it a bannable offense in Classic to run GDKP.
Correct. Yes, they did. Yes, they did,
And
man.
people have been doing that in retail for like literal years.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm getting overly excited.
No, that's okay. And like I like that's important to show. So like in season of dads, like speaking of the meme of it all, like I'm a season of dad player. Like I get a couple hours a night, a few nights a week, and most of that is forced because I stream now. So like I'm actively making sure I'm getting in. I did my raid last night. The day before I went to go get some more pre-bis stuff. But you know where that very clear instrumental play where a good balance came and I had to allow myself to have this fun? My GM, he likes going for toys and for like pets and stuff like that. So like it's children's week. So he made sure to go pick up his
What did you do
quest.
Children's Week?
Yeah, man. He
Who'd you pick?
I haven't yet. I haven't. I did the other thing. I went to go get the rainbow trinket where you get to do the rainbow going across.
I don't have that. I always did the pet thing. Speedy gang for life. Speedy the Turtle's the man.
What's the name of his father? I just did that quest in Season of Discovery because I went to go get my noggin fogger. I just did that after raid yesterday, and we just so happened to come across the turtle. What's his name, dude? Oh, in any
I know
case,
what you're talking about.
yeah, but yeah,
Noggin
it's
Fogger's the
Speedy's
perfect
father. It's
example of.
literally Speedy's father.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The turtle you have to escort.
Yes, the turtle you have to escort. Yep.
Noggin Fogger's the perfect example of a quest that is pure just flavor.
Yes.
Noggin Fogger Elixir does nothing for you other than flavor.
Yep.
And to be honest, I was broke half the time in vanilla because I was buying Noggin Fogger Elixir by the stack. 15 fucking silver a stack, bro. For 5 of them.
Yep.
Oh, it was brutal. But that was a slow fall for any class.
Yes.
And I use that like remember Nagaholics. It was essential for like exploration.
Right. Right. I'm able, like, the next time I go to sign in and my GM is on, that's how we're to go get that rainbow trinket, is in Blackrock Depths. You gotta go by a whole bunch of people, and then on this long bridge where the fire elementals are, you look down and to the left, and there's a platform, and it can be, what is it, I think no more than two people or no less. I forget exactly the parameters. You have to go in, you can't die, you got to make it down there, and then down there will be a dude, and you talk to the dude, and he gives you the rainbow trinket, and then anyone who has it, they go right back to Orgrimmar, and they target someone, and they run away, they get nice and far away, and then they turn on the rainbow, and there you are, just farting around, derpa derpa doo, and here comes a big old rainbow coming across your shit, and it's like, what's that? How'd you get that? That's so cool. And like all of that effort is like instantly like realized that this was worth doing, man, because like look at all this cool and it gets you no gear score, it gets you no parses, it's not down in a boss, it's nothing that has to do with instrumental gameplay. You did that because gosh darn it, I wanted to make a rainbow.
It's something you can't brag about. You feel proud, but you could not brag about it to anyone else because they'd have no idea.
Right. Yes.
The amount of times I've had to give like a few minute info dump just so I could talk about something I was proud of doing. It's just too many. You can watch the light fade from their eyes and they just don't care.
Yep.
But I feel like that again circles back to like fun, like what you were describing. That's how I soloed my Molten Core attunement back. Noggin Fogger Elixir till you got the slow fall, jump off of the bridge in the middle of BRD where the Shadow Forge anvil is, and you fucking slow fall down and you make your way across up to the entrance of Molten Core. That was the game for me. That was my 15 a month, walking around, RPing, making up transmogs, running old content, and being happy for it.
Yep. Dude, they don't make them like you no more, man. They really don't.
Yeah, I feel like they do. They do. It's just you don't see them a lot because most people like that keep to themselves, or they have a group of people. Like I feel like it's like that. Like you don't see people in trade anymore be doing like the silly shit. There's a guy on Moonguard. Shout out to Aerodan. I don't know the cat, but like I will never forget this dude's name. Before I had my kid, this dude was posting in my youngest kid. I should specify. He was posting in trade. Want to buy Night Elf GF. Just want to buy Night Elf girlfriend. just in trade every day. You'd see it. It didn't matter when you went into Stormwind, what city. I could be in an enemy city, and I would still see it because trades linked like that. But like I would see Aerodan at one point want to buy Night Elf GF. I came back to WoW. I'm playing in fucking Shadowlands. I'm sitting in Ouroboros like, I guess I should go do my Maldraxxus dailies. And I see Aerodan. And what do I see? He said something to somebody, and I literally had to stop myself and go, did you ever get your Night Elf GF? And he just, no frowny face.
Oh,
like,
no.
That's the game. Like just that kind of stuff where it is fun. The game to me was going and running through the dark run or deep run tram until you got to the aquarium and targeting Nessie and being like trying to figure out how to go in there. Like that sort of stuff. That's it. I mean, what do you do after you've killed every boss in Dark Souls? You start doing all the crazy jumps. Can I get up here? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I fuck with other people? Can I fuck with this? That's it. It's still a toy. Just because you've done what you think you can do with it doesn't mean you can't throw a cape on it and now it's that Ninja Turtle. You can still change it into something else. You can still have fun with it. I mean, I will probably be making Fallout New Vegas characters until I'm fucking dead.
Bunny's been playing Fallout New Vegas, loving it, right,
Ben? Bunny's a lady of class and taste.
Yep.
Oh, I finished the show.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. We're the worst Fallout fans.
We're just the worst TV watchers.
We really are. We
just don't
For somebody,
shit at all. Too busy
I'm
gaming.
not going to give you any spoilers, but take it from somebody who really cares. Like, I gives a fuck about the lore. I'm the asshole that's sitting there with a bowl of popcorn reading nerds on the Fallout lore subreddit argue over whether or not jet was invented before the war or after. Like, I'm that nerd. Like, yes, fucking do it. Myron says he did it, but you can find it in pre-war saves. I'm that guy. Watch the show. It's good. It's really good. It
Okay.
had me sitting there going, oh, and oh, and oh. And I'm sitting there doing timeline math in my head. Like, does this happen? Oh my goodness. It's good. It's
Okay. All right. Everyone tells us that some version of what you just said.
I
Like,
saw the first episode. I was going a little crazy.
yeah, dude, she's freaking out in the first episode over, like, they have the dimensions of the yellow thing that, like, you put your power armor in to, like, rest.
Yes.
Like, the fact that they got, yeah, the fact that they got the dimensions right, like, she's happier.
Dimensions. I just like they had it. It looked right.
It looked right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so much of that. You're gonna be pausing shit to be like,
oh, that's so
like,
cool.
I'm not even kidding.
That's so cool. And
It's amazing. Like, down to the very last shot of the season. Everything was, I'm just like, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. I'm like losing my mind. Like, I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe I'm seeing that. All from the first down to the very last shot. It's so good.
do you think being an instrumental play gamer gives you the opportunity to appreciate things like that? Like, do you think streamlined gaming, hallway after hallway, dungeons and raids, looking up your bis and all of that, do you think that still allows you to learn lore in a way in which you appreciate it later?
No. And I'll give you a perfect example of why not.
Tell me.
You remember running Nomergon as a dungeon back in the day?
Yes.
Do you think anybody today would do the cave-in bosses?
No, they don't got to. No.
The ones where you got to go talk to the little dude and they go up and they blast one side and they free the people and they blast the other side and the name Basilisk comes out. You think anybody would do that?
No.
Or you just spend a lot of time in Black Fathom Depths, right?
Yep.
In the dungeon version, the boss that's underneath, like you go up on the walkie bit, you go inside where Fuckboy with all this little spawny shit is.
Yeah.
In the water, you jump off before you go in and you swim under. There's a Threshlodon boss named Old Sericus.
Yep.
Has like the best agility cloak pre-20 in the game. Hi Saito Senpai. That boss, even in retail, there's a named crab down there. He actually, Sericus is dead. You can see the corpse. But like, do you think anybody does that boss in retail? You think that crab gets killed often?
No.
Exactly.
No.
You don't have to. It's
that's
not
a good
mandatory.
example.
They're not going to do it. I read somewhere. I don't remember who said it. I knew it was some fucking dev. Said players will optimize the fun out of any game if given the opportunity.
Oof.
And I feel like as a dev, it is your job to prevent me from doing that. If I can climb out of the world and run around the outside of the map and get to somewhere quicker, I'm going to. Because it's available. Ooh, what could be out here? Like, but I'm not doing it in the way that you intended. Then you failed as a dev. And I feel like instead of designing things in a way that like has redundancies, because like everything in WoW is like it's a series of valleys. But like, what do? They build it all up high, so you can't get up there.
Yep.
That's steep. But if you manage to do it, well, then what's their redundancy there? Invisible walls. If you manage to get out of there, what's their redundancy past that? No man's land. If you go to places you're not supposed to be, you get the no man's land buff. You get teleported back to where your hearth is set, and you get disconnected and banned for 24 hours.
Super side note, there's a toy, it's a trinket, in Season of Discovery that will teleport you to a random place in the world. Our GM has it, and you got to check out. I'll pull him out of my guild's Discord. He's been to GM Island twice. He's been to Hyjal. He's been, oh, dude. And as soon as he gets there, that buff pops up and all of that. You're not supposed to be here. Teleports him in 10 seconds. But because it's a toy, it's a trinket in the game, you don't actually get in trouble for it. Like, I knew you were going to make that face, dude. I'll make sure I find the name of it, and I'll let you know. It's a drop in...
I'm not gonna end up raiding in Nomergon. Nobody's going to want to run Nomergon.
Dude. So, and speaking to that, so speaking of raiding in Season of Discovery, and kind of what you were touching on is, you know, bosses that people don't touch. In BRD, in Nomergan, and now in Sunken Temple, one of the guildies pointed this out, is they're making dungeons, or they're making raids out of dungeons that were the least popular. And I think you're actually touching on the details as to why they would be considered the least popular. Is that there are things you can skip. Like, you don't need to go fight those bosses. You don't need to go do those things.
They're complicated.
Yes. Yes. So they turn them into raids that now you have to go play this content. And it's you got to make your 6 out of 6, your 8 out of 8, whatever. But like, it's that, I think, is an example of the developers putting that stuff now front and center, where, fine, if you're going to play instrumental, we're going to put all of this, what was free play, in the instrumental category. Thinking now that BRD, Nomergan, and now Sunken Temple are the raids of SOD. Does that sound right? Am I sounding like I'm on track here?
Oh, yes. 110%. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Maradon raid.
Ooh, people were surprised Mara wasn't the one, man. People were running Mara. Like, I did it right in the beginning of phase 3, but as soon people were skipping to only Princess. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't just freaking notice this, man. There's a way. So people will go in and they'll log to skip and get to a portal. There's a thing you can get to a portal that you'll kill like 3 packs of mobs, and you're right there at Princess. And you kill Princess, you walk to the middle where the one NPC is, you log at the NPC, it brings you back to the front of the dungeon, you walk out, you go back to the portal room, you portal and go, you kill your 3 things, you kill Princess, you log, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. There are people
7
playing
times an hour.
Yeah, and dude, there are people playing right now that could not navigate that place or name any of the other bosses other than, oh, kill Princess? Yeah, cool, I'm down. And that's it.
And
oh, wow,
and
dude.
I like what you're talking about too, because like you like with the least popular content being made into something like, hey, go back and do it.
Yes.
Because I'm with Ask the DM. Honestly, Nomergon is one of my favorite dungeons. I know every path. I still like. I know if they brought back my damn key ring, Nomergon's back door key would be on it. Like, I did Nomer. I was the guy that was like, hey, did you know that if you go into Nomer with the Gnomish Universal Remote Engineering Trinket, you can mind control every boss. You can just have a boss walking around with you as your pet.
Yeah.
That shit's wild. That sort of stuff. I loved Nomer. I fought at the fucking reclamation for Nomer. Operation Nomergon. I was there. I still have my toy. I'm a Darkspear revolutionary as well. That's a whole other story. Trolls for life.
Yo, he said, don't cite the old magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
I was there, Gandalf. I was there 2,000 years ago when the strength of men failed.
Oh, no. Yo.
Oh, fuck. But like, I remember that, and I remember the satisfaction of taking someone and he's like, I don't fucking like Nomer, and leading them through with an efficiency that they actually by the end of it was like, that was great. I gained 2 levels. I'm like, yeah, if you do it properly, even at appropriate levels with no quests, you still gain an insane amount of XP. Back whenever you got XP from the mobs, not from like at the end of the dungeon.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I could sit here and rant about this for like years. I love the older way of doing things whenever it comes to some MMOs. I do like a lot of the quality of life changes. Um, but in the end, I still think, I don't know, I'll go full well boomer. We should never be able to fly in Azeroth.
Dude, I kind of agree with that notion, dude. I really do. There's extreme opinions out there where it's just straight Blizzard should not allow add-ons, period. All of them.
They should then Blizzard should make shit very clear. Blizzard should stop doing
Yes.
same color swirlies on the Blizzard should stop doing swirlies that you can't stand in that are the same color as the fucking floor. Blizzard
Yes.
should stop doing things like oh hey, Maelstrom weapon stacks to 10 now. We have the little graphic we've been using to show you your Maelstrom stacks. It doesn't go beyond 5. Sorry, buddy. Like,
yeah.
They should fix things like that. Now, if you want, I'm all aboard, Puritan, because I play with like 4 fucking mods.
Yeah.
None of which are weak auras or anything. The closest I get to like is like gotta have super fucking high touch shit is DBM. That's it.
Oh,
because
dude.
I don't know all the mechanics.
Dude, in Season of Discovery, I do not use DBM. Don't tell my guild. I do not use DBM because it's not hard. And I say that it's not hard purely from the sense of being the tank. Is that most of the fights, dude, I just gotta stand there. The most movement I'm doing is turning the dragon away from the raid and swapping with the other tank. And half of the fights, you don't need 2 tanks, you just need 1. And I stay as a backup just in case the tank goes down and we've already used the battle res. Yep, that's it. Just stand there, hold aggro. That's it. So I like DBM, no, I don't want anything freaking yelling at me. Don't get away from me. No. But it's become such a necessity. You'll got people, I remember some guilds will ask you specifically what version of this add-on or that add-on do you have to make sure that you're not just bullshitting them, because you got to download it in order to see the version number.
Chance, that's wild.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, look, I don't care that much. You guys have a great night. I was running Big Pandas, bless his heart. He go follow Big Pandas, everybody. He brought me in on his rating team short and wild near the beginning of about the middle of Dragon Flight. Yeah, that bless them. I realized really quickly, like, I am not the best at modern day. They want me to move too much. Move so much. There's so much movement on top of I have to be able to interrupt at a moment's notice and cleanse something and do this and do that. And I am not with it. Not with it at all. So I ended up telling them at one point, like, they made a comment about my DPS, and I was like, all right, like, I'm not saying this to be like, yeah, well, fine. I'm saying this to be like realistic. This is my skill ceiling, guys. I'm not. This is too much for me.
Right.
I can't do it anymore. I'm willing to recognize. They're like, oh no, don't be bad on yourself. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm the shit. I'm awesome. I'm amazing, but this ain't my bag. Like I can't do this sort of thing. You guys have to find somebody else. It's cool. No hard feelings. Go get them. Thanks for having me along. I appreciated the purples, but that's it for me. And I had no problem being like that because I feel like it's not fun. I'm just stressed the entire time.
Yeah,
The
dude.
oh, I got the thing doesn't outweigh the fuck.
Yes. I think that's a huge part of instrumental play that doesn't get enough attention is the amount of effort versus the reward and the what's the word I'm looking for here, man? Like
Return of investment.
like so yeah the ROI, but like the human element of it, like the like not the sympathy isn't the right word, but like a synonym for it, where like
Empathy.
empathy, that like people who have done it, they forget almost like
Oh, compassion. Yeah.
like the real effort that they had to put in for that. And then it's like, if I did it, you not only can you do it, you need to do it like that. And that's across the board in all of human everythingism. Being an apprentice in a trade, being a first time parent, like anything like that, like the compassion for the effort in order to get the reward just seems all but lost on people who have crossed that finish line, and they're just not, they're like, I did it, you do it, and it's necessary to make sure your extra 0.5% going towards your overall damage is brought to the next raid. Like where did that go, dude? Or was it ever there? Or is that a definitive character trait of the player?
I feel like that is more the player. I feel like and that's like you said, that's in everything. Really easy to look down. Hindsight's 2020. You look back and you're like, oh yeah. You forget. You see your victories. You forget your struggles. You forget that yeah, you did it, but you had your level 60 friend come out and kill this thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it, but you had a small loan of 1,000,000 gold. You did it, but like you had your buddy make you bags. You did it, but like you were questing with two other people versus this guy doesn't know. This guy just started. What's Wowhead? He has no idea. I like it's just there's so many things. There's such a low bar for entry, but the community makes it very difficult.
Yeah. Is there a way to escape the
Yeah,
need for good community to keep the game fun?
play the way you want.
Play the way you
Like
want?
I've been leveling my hunter on Season of Discovery. Zoo noises. Love that troll. I've just been doing the quests that I want. I'm going around doing what I want. Do I need all of the runes I'm getting? No, but I want them. I want to go out and I want to try the new stuff. I want to do all the things. I want to experience all the content. I was primarily Alliance back then. I never did the Barons questing. You guys are outside of your mind if you did that for all of your characters.
Yeah.
That shit's insane. They are talk about lack of respect for your time. There's an awful lot of go over here, go over there, go over here, go over there. I don't have anything for you. Come back in 3 levels.
Yeah.
But but my point is, I played the game the way I want to. Like I think one of my streams for that was a full third of it was me doing the Guns of Northwatch quest, just slowly infiltrating this this fortress, the Theramore people or Kultiran people. I'm not sure. Somebody south of Booty Bay. Or not Booty Bay, gotcha. Going in, killing these named people, working my way through, taking time to like sit back and heal and mend my pet and like drink up and go, okay, that one needs to die. Okay, oh, wait, we'll wait and pull. Oh shit, there's 2 casters. I gotta wait for that one to walk by. Oh, there's 3 warriors and a caster. Drop the caster first.
Yep.
That kind of thing. Like, oh, I have to pull them, kill the caster, then run because I'm not going to be able to kill all 3, but I can kill all 3 without having to dump the resources into the caster first. Like that kind of stuff. That's the game. That was a whole investment. And then I even have a bit of that I lost and still enjoyed myself splashed in. What's in the middle of that area? A night elf. Well, he's got the night elf model, the original hideous high elf model, who's the high elf dude who's like, I'm chained up. Can you free me? And you're like, yeah, buddy, let's go. Thinking all you got to do is click the button. And no, he's like, haha, you're stuck in a classic era escort quest. I'm going to walk 30 feet at a second. And then you're going to have to like deal with me running over and fighting a guy while you're trying to drink. I did all that. And it was a blast. Even whenever I lost, I wiped twice trying to get that guy. I got that guy to the gates and then still died. It was like, you know what, buddy? Done. I'm not doing it anymore. And I still had fun with it.
Right. You didn't feel like your time was wasted.
No, because at the end of the day, I still got XP. It's all XP in a bucket. My buddy and I, we both enjoy Borderlands. Shout out to Makarish. My dude loves his Borderlands. I got him into it. He didn't like it at first. I was like, Diablo with guns. You're gonna like it. And he does. But he plays that game in an entirely different way. Me, any enemy can drop a legendary. Any enemy can drop the magic super uber death stick 9000. And that means you shouldn't leave anybody standing.
Right.
Kill everything. It's all XP in a bucket. It's all filling your meter. It's all giving you a chance for the thing. But he's like, nope, got to run through. I would rather grind a boss 70,000 times and do that. And I'm like, why? Like Borderlands 3, my favorite part about Borderlands 3 is Athena's. It's literally like just a run to a boss. But there's so many little arenas. You can ignore every enemy there and run all the way to Tron. And you're good. You just sit there and keep fighting Tron. I love going in, starting at the beginning, running all the way there, fighting Tron, killing him. When you leave, if you run back to the beginning of the zone, all the enemies respawn. So you get to clear it twice and then just reset and rinse and repeat. That is as you put it, it tickles. You know,
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Tickles you greatly.
It does. And for other people, it's like for my buddy, he's like, no, this is absolutely boring. I'm gonna go shoot Handsome Jack 37,000 times. And I'm like, I couldn't. No, you'll get 4 kills out of me before I'm like, I'm tired of shooting the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. The experience outweighs the reward.
Exactly. I'm very much it's not so much the destination sometimes as the journey.
Oh yeah. That's a good IRL version of it, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before, that same paladin I opened the Warcraft section with the story about it. I don't really care about that. I leveled that paladin to cap in a week, tops. That was a week of playing after work for an hour at a time, if that.
Yeah.
Like, I have I made that character to have a Lightforged Draenei, get the heritage armor, and get a Ashbringer, do the corrupted Ashbringer thing. After that, I didn't care. I still don't care about that character. But my Night Elf Hunter, my Undead Warlock, my Draenei Shaman, shit, even my Draenei Warrior or my Night Elf Mage, those characters are old. Those characters are older than my children. It took a lot to level them to where they are. I enjoyed the journey for them. I would, if I ever sold my account, I would pay for name changes for those characters.
Damn, dude. I have characters older than my children. That kind of hit me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, man, because I too have characters older than my kid, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not gonna lie.
You get back into retail, right? You level a character in a week from 1 to cap. You're ready to raid. You've even got a few little extra crafted purples on them, right?
Yep.
Which one are you more devastated about losing? The level 30 version of your character from vanilla that you haven't touched in 7 years, that's level 30 because of the stat squish that happened 2 expansions ago, or that new level 70? Which one are you more devastated if you get hacked and the character's deleted?
Man,
bet you any money it's that 30.
Yeah, dude, if I ever went to sell my account, which I would never do, Blizzard, are you listening, Blizzard? I would never do that, Blizzard. But if I were to do that, I would try my damnedest to pull one character, which you can't do. I know you can't, but I would want my original first character just to myself. Can I sell you my account minus this one character? Like I feel that. I feel that so much, dude. Holy crap.
And that's what I mean about the journey. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not invested in any character I've made recently. The only one that I have a remote investment in is my rogue. And that's just because I happen to really like that character. I don't like playing it. I just like the whole aesthetic and the fact that I finally got those daggers. That's it. Like
Yep.
any of the other newer characters, I don't really have any investment in them. I don't really care because, oh no, I lost my paladin. What did I really lose? My
Yeah.
Legion weapons. All my transmogs are account bound. The Legion transmogs account bound. I can level another character right back to her same gear level and probably get her higher geared by the time she's at that level in an afternoon of play.
Yeah.
Less
Yeah.
than that if there's a time walking. Everything's so streamlined. It's like I know so many people who used to be like the game begins at 60. And I'm like, you're
Yep.
outside of your mind.
That's a big
And
reason
I feel like
love. Yeah.
retail WoW is
Retail
very much
WoW is that, dude. Yes, it is. Dude, I made
ask
a
yourself,
yeah.
when are you supposed to be doing archaeology in retail WoW?
Archaeology.
I love archaeology.
The first time I saw the raptor skeleton, I was like, I have to have it, dude.
The raptor skeleton mount, the pet that's the same, and DPS queues. That's why I did archaeology. Whenever you're like, I want to go kill Deathwing, and they're like, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting 30 minutes.
Ugh.
Like, okay, well, looks like I'm gonna fly out to Dunmore and I'm gonna drop this thing and run around. Good times though. But that's the thing. Archaeology is the perfect example. Flavor. That is just flavor the profession. And you know what? What hasn't been updated in a couple of expansions?
Oh man. Oh.
But I don't like ending things on like such a dour note. So I will say once again, play the way you want. It's your $15 a month. It's your $70, which is stupid price for a game, by the way. But it's your money. It's your whatever dollars. It's your shekels. It's your smackaroons. It's your whatever. Play the way you want. I don't care if that way is I'm gonna beat Dark Souls with controller leads tied to a banana. It's been done. Look it up. Do it. Do it. I remember beating Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast using the fucking Pro Fishing controller. Why? Because I wanted to, and I did it. And I can sit here and go, mm-hmm. Some of my favorite things I've ever done in WoW were shit that it's like, why? I ground my reputation with a major faction, Cenarian Circle, down to hated for no reason on a night elf. And then went and got the Elder title from the Lunar Festival, which takes place almost exclusively in that faction's zone. Why? Because I thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was fun, and it was a it was my $15 spent very well. Words are hard, fuck, but like that, 100%. That is where all of like my time was best spent at the time, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. To the point that whenever I logged in several months ago and discovered that Blizzard had neutralized my rep with that character, my Night Elf Hunter from back in the day has neutral Cenarian Circle rep, and I can't even click the at war box to repeat my war cry.
Ugh. I'm trying to think. That sucks, by the way, but I'm trying to think.
I don't care.
What gave or gives me that feeling now? And because I too don't want to end on a bad note, so I think I'm gonna take the cliche route, dude. It's purely the people. It's the people that I play with, man.
Okay,
go ahead.
I got a question for you.
Lay it
Since you
on
don't
me.
want, like to try and sway you from the cliche route. What's something that you spent an insane amount of time or an exceptionally large amount of time, or just what you feel like is a good amount of time farming in WoW or something like that, that wasn't to boost your numbers? Like one of the whelpling pets, something like that.
So it wasn't in WoW, and it was in Magic the Gathering. And this
Mm.
is not well before like the internet, or like, but more so before like stupid just go buy the singles. When I have a five, I told you before, I have a 5-color commander deck for dragons. Before commander was even a thing, my 5-color dragon deck was a 60 card deck. And I ran Tech and Draco and the Elder Dragons from the Invasion set, specifically Invasion. And
Invasion blood.
the way that I got them, I did not go on the internet to find them. I didn't get them directly from any store. I only wanted to trade for them. So I went to every store I could find multiple times, and anyone that I've never met before, because I always made it a big deal when I showed up that this is why I'm here. Be like, hey, show me your binder book, because everyone brings their book. I'm like, show me your book.
Show me what you got.
Show. And then, dude, and I would just go and go and go and go. Be like, this is what I'm looking for. And there's just the 5 of them. It's Trevor the Renewer, Croesus the Purger, Rith the Awakener, Daragaz the Igniter, Dromaka the Banisher. And I remember I got Dromaka first, and then I got Rith, and then I got Croesus, and then I got Daragaz, and then the last one was Treva. And I remember that one being the last because it's the only dragon I ever saw with angel wings. Such pretty art. Croesus was the most badass looking. Oop.
I was literally last weekend. I had 2 friends down to visit, Short and Slidey, and I took them to a local comic book store. How about they had a foil Treva or Treva, isn't it? The white blue, I think it is.
White, blue, green is Treva.
Yeah, that one. It was green. Okay. They had that. It was foil, but it had the DCI promo swoosh at the bottom.
Ooh.
And I was like, I don't remember that existing, but that has to be like a tournament winner promo.
So, are you talking about the Shooting Star?
Yes.
So the Shooting Star was on all foils up until 10th edition, right before the invention of Planeswalkers. Every foil had them.
Remember that? Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Well, then they had a foil Treva Treva at this store. It's still there.
Oh.
They have actual like beta stuff there as well. They have some old duel. My buddy's Short's looking at it like, really, $3,000? I'm like, dude, some of these pieces of cardboard are worth silly money.
Black Lotus just hit the record again. Someone else just sold one for a stupid amount of money.
There's a video a friend of mine sent me a couple years back of a dude opening a pack. He spent money on it. He's like, I just wanted to open a pack to do an opening video. And like, he's flipping through cards, and like when he flips it over and it's a Lotus, you can see his hand shaking.
Yes, I've seen that video. Oh, dude. Like, I felt like, electric for him, dude. Like, just seeing his whole body lose its ability to hold it right.
Mm-hmm. My youngest, yes. He collects cards. I could grab his... Here, hold on. I'm about to, like, make my kid open. See if he left him downstairs. It looks like he took it.
Ah, so good. Oh, while he does it, quick shout outs to Wraith. So happy to have you here.
One time
crazy.
The kiddo cleans up after himself.
The one.
But But he collects his Pokemon cards, and um he right across the street to Circle K. They have fucking packs for like $6. I'm like, get out of here. They're
Oh.
still three and some change.
Eh.
Right. And he's been running lemonade stands. I've been making bank because he's still small and cute.
Oh, yeah, capitalized, dude. Love that for him.
100%, man. Go for it. Yeah, love that for him. So he went and bought a pack tonight, and I was like, dude, quit spending that kind of money. But he didn't care. It's again fun for him. And he comes over, look what I pulled, and he has this like big full art VMAX Pikachu, and it's just like, that's, high five, buddy. Like, this is it for you.
Yeah.
He's excited to have these cards. He won't make a deck. He's not out here like, I need to make a top meta Blastoise Ring Dance deck. And I know that I'm saying that dates me back. I know.
Yeah, it does.
But like, he's not out here doing that. He's out here like, this is cool. It looks cool. It's going in my book with other things that look cool. That same block that you just mentioned, Invasion. There was they did a thing. They always like to have little themes throughout their sets. There was dogs for every set. Red had Mad Dog. Blue, I can't remember what it was, but the white dog was called Patrol Hound. And it has some of my favorite flavor art to this day, or flavor text to this day. It's to the camp, it was a fierce and loyal protector, but to the Sentry's youngest daughter, it would always be her love muffin.
Oh.
It's a 2/1 first strike for 2. It's nothing fancy. But every time, Love Muffin! Like, I was Seto Kaiba playing my third Blue Eyes White Dragon in turn 1. Like, did not care. Like you said, I wanted this. Why? Because I wanted to get it this way. I wanted a sheet. The old nine page, 9 slot binder pages. I wanted a sheet. I wanted a full page of foil Love Muffins. And I would anytime. Hey, I ain't seen you guys in a week. Anybody got any foil Love Muffins? No, we don't. Check. I'm telling you, I'll give you whatever you want. And I did. I gave out like dumb rares, like Krovax, full on fucking Krovax traded for a foil. Yeah, see again. Hey, I'll go back to bed. But like, for a foil fucking Love Muffin, for the sake of understanding, it's a common. Krovax was a staple card in mono black.
He was.
Krovax was a staple card in mono red.
Oh my god, he was, dude. Like, and I was the same way. Price of cards did not matter to me, dude. Like, what is it going to take for you to give up this card to me? Let's do that.
Gimme.
Yes.
100%.
Yes,
but
dude.
I would like to draw attention to the duration of our podcast.
Dude, we've been at it for 150% over of what we planned for. I can
keep going.
I know really you could,
sit here
dude.
And rant all day. But I know that if I don't take notice of it, we'll be here 5 hours later.
Yeah, no, I think this is the perfect part to end it, dude. We got to end on a high note. I feel rather good because I can see the store I was in grabbing that last dragon. So I have to say, dude, thank you very, very much for having this conversation with me today, dude. I think we got to work out a lot of what many could consider what's wrong with games these days. I love that there are these titles that we can put on instrumental play and free play. That's probably a video I'm gonna throw the link up to somewhere, somehow, at some point. Be like, hey, everyone should kind of take a look at this. But yeah, dude, do you have any final closing thoughts before we call it here?
Yeah. I keep saying it. Play the way you want to. Go log into World of Warcraft, make a druid named Bear Handy, and never equip any gloves. Go level. Go do it. Play whatever you want.
Love it. Love it so much.
My first time I beat Fallout 4. Fired a gun twice, and it's because they made me. Play it your way.
I love that. And you know what? For those who don't just play WoW or play anything else, play anything and everything the way you want. If you want to use different art lands to not try to fool your opponent when they look at your hand the first time and you drop a mountain that you just top decked and they know now that you haven't dropped any of the ones in your hand because they memorized the art, fuck them. You do what you want. You do what you want. Play the way you like and have fun with it. From both of us here at Between Two Towers, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us so much, and we look forward to doing it again next time.
Me too, man. It was a very, very good time. I enjoyed this conversation immensely.
Yes. We should do this again sometime.
Yeah. Maybe make it a regular thing. Give it a title.
Oh, that's a good idea. I wonder what
Maybe
we'll call
we should
it.
start a podcast.
We should do that. You and I should get together at some point, and we'll figure this out. I think we'll figure this out. We're on to something here. I'm sure of it.
I think so. If you guys think we should start a podcast, get back to us. You can DM me.
Yeah, let us know.
Tell PewDiePie. He'll get back to me.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Everyone in both chats, you guys have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Bye.